school. Okay guys, so in our last episode, we went to get the pipe for the posts on the fence to keep away the mountain lions. On this episode, we're going to be cutting the posts to the right measure, welding caps on them, and learning how to weld with Rachel.
Okay, so here's our 21.5-foot pipes. And now we're going to cut off our 10-foot pieces. So they're going to be 13 feet long, but they'll be sticking out 10 feet and they'll be in the ground 3 feet. Okay, so we're going to make a cut right here, which is 13 feet from the end. And I'm going to be using a saw, which is called a band saw, because the blade goes all the way around like this in a band. And the advantage of it is it cools off a little bit, because if it gets too hot, it'll break and burn up. And so that's one of the points of the band saw. This is just an example of the top of some of our posts, and we need to cover it up with something so the wasps don't get in there and the squirrels don't drop stuff in there. So we're going to have to cut some circles out, like little plates that we're going to put on here, and Rachel then will weld it on. This is called a plasma cutter.
Plasma cutter!
Yeah. This thing here has electricity that comes out in a stream of water, but it's electricity. And when it touches here, it'll burn right through the metal. See, I think.
You have to sand it?
Whoa, I sure did it. Now I'm going to take this thing and smooth it out by grinding it here on this grinder, by turning it, and it'll take off all the rough edges. It's hot. There's this little bit of debris that melted on it, and I'm going to knock it off over here on the anvil. Come over here.
This is a piece of metal, and this is also a piece of metal, and you can't glue them together. You can't tape them together. You can't nail them together. They won't just stick together. So the way we put them together is by welding, which is basically where you take a little metal pencil and you draw a line between them, and that melts the two parts of them together. So it's like kind of like a metal grilled cheese sandwich.
We're making a steel cheese sandwich.
That's the only way to make metal stick to metal.
This is called a wire feed or MIG welder, and what happens is this wire here comes from a roll inside that machine over there. Then what also happens is there's a tank of gas that's called argon, which comes through here also. So the wire comes out and the argon gas comes out, and the reason the argon gas is included is that since there's oxygen in our air here, the oxygen will also contaminate the weld. So when the argon gas comes out, it forms a little cloud around and keeps the oxygen from being included in the weld. So then what happens is electricity from the welder comes right through this wire, and it goes to the metal, here to here, and it goes down here, and it comes to this clamp, which goes to the wire feed, the machine, and that forms the closed circuit. So this can get really hot, and electricity will flow through this. Okay, so the other thing about this light, when this comes out, it's as bright as the sun, and you have to wear special goggles. And what's nice about nowadays is the goggles you can see out of when you're not using it, and as soon as the bright light comes off this thing and you'll see it, that lens darkens so it doesn't wreck your eyes.
I want to show you guys what I welded. Come on. We took the caps and I welded them here. Whoop. And this is the very first one that I welded. And I did a really bad job. It's all these pointy things. These are little metal pointy things sticking out. Well, I'm not an expert welder, so this might not be very good. But see how they nicely line up? I'm very proud of those two right there.